Well, Jim, another popular topic from the world of WWE have been several releases in the last week from NXT. Have you seen this? Have you seen the list of wrestlers that were released?
Well, I saw them I've never seen the entire compilation. I saw them one at a time as the word was coming out and tried to keep track. I may have lost it. Do you have the comprehensive information there? It doesn't look like we've lost the next Stone Cold on any of these names. Nothing registered with me as a drastic error, but we'll see. What is the list?
Dexter Lumis released.
You know, and again, I like the guy under there. I've said before, I don't like Dexter Lumis, because I get where they were going, a spooky movie serial killer, but he was made too clean, too non-scary, too ineffective, and a little bit slow and plodding. But the guy underneath there, Sam Shaw, he is a talented guy. He's big. He's got the size. He can move around. He can work a bit. He's an artist. But that gimmick is the only serial killer I've ever seen that wasn't particularly scary. And that was before they started making him do the stupid, ignorant, silly romance bullshit with who was Index or
Indy Hartwell.
I know, that's why I think the duo was Indy and Dexter were Index, like Genlo or Brad Ann. What are their names? Jen Brad. You know, when they
Benifer, like that.
Benifer, yeah. When they combine the names Brad of the couple. Bran Ann, what are these people? I don't know. I don't care about their fucking sordid lives, but
what do you think this says about WWE separating a married couple, firing one guy and keeping the wife?
What are the children going to do? And right before Mother's Day, poor old Indy Hartwell won't have a visible means of support now that Lumi is unemployed.
Well, now hold on. On the show, this has been her lover, her now husband. If she's still there and he's not, do they address it on the show? Do they kill him off screen?
Ooh, are they going to do like a fucking, you know, when they had to kill off the John Amos character? Well, no, I'm thinking John Amos in Good Times. Florida lost the husband when he left, right? And they kill him somehow?
Valerie Harper on the Hogan family.
There you go. Well, that was a mistake anyway.
What do you mean?
Valerie Harper should have never been married on television.
Well, what are you trying to say?
She was great as Rhoda. Remember, Rhoda got married? That didn't work either.
Well, they gave Rhoda her own show.
But then she got married, and then it worked out so
bad. The Hogan family.
She got divorced.
It
didn't become the Hogan family.
I'm joking.
Her name wasn't Rhoda Hogan.
I know. It certainly was. Rhoda Hogan. All right. Well, also released from NXT. See, this is one that actually surprised people, Jim. Harland, who, formerly known as Parker Bordeaux, was someone...
Boudreaux. You ever been to Louisiana, boy?
Oh, Parker Boudreaux.
Boy, you ever been to Louisiana?
I have not been to Louisiana, boy.
Well, they make fun of you down there if you were.
What part of Louisiana you been to, boy?
They make fun of you down there if you were from Louisiana.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
Harland has been released.
I guarantee.
This is someone who has an amateur wrestling background. He looked like a young Brock Lesnar, although with tattoos. What are your thoughts on this release?
Well, and that's the PR that he got when they first signed him. Parker Boudreaux, he's been a wrestling fan. He's a big-time shooter. He looks like a young Brock Lesnar. Then they stick him with this fucking fat tub of goo Joe Gacy in an inexplicable mute enforcer gimmick. And I have to assume with a guy with a look and a credentials and background and everything like that, that they have just determined that either his in-ring work and potential is fucking nil and not going to get better, or he's got some kind of personal problem. That would be this quick for a guy with potential like that was talked about at the start like that. They've soured for one of two reasons, the person or the person's ability. And I have no idea we've seen nothing really to gauge what it could be because he doesn't wrestle. He just hangs around with Gacy and what I still can't understand. Apparently, the writers are trying to get on Vince's good side by making Gacy some kind of supposed left-wing person who likes the safe space or whatever but it's so ass backwards in the way that they're coming about it, trying to make the person who nominally would be a babyface a heel, but he says shit cryptically, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. And Harlan's been standing there watching him do it.
Also released, Malcolm Bivens, the manager, and I see here a report that Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful said that Bivens turned down a new contract earlier in the year.
Well, okay, well then, so his contract didn't expire yet. They were trying to get him to sign a new one ahead of time, and now since he didn't, they released him, is what that would indicate, apparently.
Apparently.
And they wanted to keep him. He didn't want to. Why would he want to stay? What do any of these managers, there's a few of them, but what do they actually do? Every single one of them comes off as scripted and rehearsed. They never interfere in any meaningful way. They don't play any part in turning the tide of a match finish. They just do some promos and then do what somebody feels like comedy manager spots are. So, you know, if he's a good manager and he goes somewhere else, we might be able to tell. Because you can't in the WWE because of what they're allowed or not allowed to do or say.
How much do you think they pay the managers in NXT?
There ain't more than one, is there?
Well, they always got Robert Stone, right?
Oh, Robert Stone, but they signed him to be a wrestler and he got hurt originally, didn't he?
Oh, I know he was a wrestler. I don't know if they signed him to be a wrestler.
I don't know, but I mean, honestly, more money than they're worth because they're not made to be worth anything, and everybody in that company gets paid more money than they should these days. But I have no idea how much it would be. And again, all the managers are either of underneath talent, underneath guys except for Heyman, or just come off as bleh in the WWE. And in AEW, they're all, you know, the over-the-hill gang, retired wrestlers that never really managed to begin with, but were noted as being good promos and don't know how to transition to the new role. So, except for Paul Heyman, find me a good manager that you'd like to watch, you believe, and is involved with any main event talent.
You know, one of the sad parts of the Harlan decision is we never get to see how far they could really go pushing someone named Harlan. Gunther versus Harlan, WrestleMania!
Oh, come on. Harlan isn't just German.
It's not German. It's a first name. Harlan and Gunther are first names. Then you have Riddle and Theory, which are last names. So I figured the guys with the first names would wrestle each other.
Well, maybe you could team them up with one of each, and it could be the Harlan Theory and the Gunther Riddle.
The Harlan Theory. I like that. Yeah. All right. Well, another release from NXT, Dakota Kai.
Shucks, we hardly got a chance to know her, and she's gone. You like Dakota Kai, right? She lost her mind here recently.
As anyone would in NXT.
Well, yes, but I wonder if the therapy didn't take, and she was still seeing the people that weren't there, or whatever was going on with her. What else are they going to do?
Very talented as a babyface, talented as a heel. I could see her going to AEW, but we'll see what happens. Other talent released, and I'll name these people, but I don't know who they are. I don't know if you will. I don't even know if they're real names or fake WWE names. Raylan Divine. Okay, they're fake WWE names.
Yeah.
Persia Parada.
Well, remember Persia Parada? See, now they've just fucked up everybody's love life. Because Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis were mad at Persia Parada and Duke Hudson because wasn't Duke with Indy before Dexter, but now Persia, who was Indy's friend, was hanging around with Duke, but Indy was telling her that he was bad news. You know what? They just got rid of the fucking troublemakers in those couples, and now the other two that aren't the troublemakers, they can start fucking each other.
Well, we will have to see what happens this Tuesday on NXT.
Duke and Indy are going to get together. Trust me on this, folks.
Also released, Mila Milani.
What?
And Draco Anthony.
And Draco Anthony.
His name is Draco, not Ann Draco.
You said and Draco.
I said Mila Milani and Draco Anthony.
Oh, I thought you said and Draco. Like Andrew and Draco.
When I was a little kid, I'd watch Saturday Night Live reruns. I thought her name was Ann Gilda Radner. I didn't realize they were saying and Gilda Radner. I thought they were saying Ann Gilda Radner. But also released, Jim, Sanjana George.
Who?
And Paige Prinzivali.
Wait a minute. Paige Prinzivali. Obviously that's a fake name, but why did they make up names now that nobody's even going to be able to figure out how to spell?
I can't explain what they do and how they do it in the wild world of WWE.
You know, Lee, if I was a kid and I heard Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, I can spell those names. I can talk about them on the playground to my friends. But I can't talk about Draco Anthony and Flapjack Acetaminophen, whatever the fucking name is you just said.
I don't know if Flapjack Acetaminophen was Sanjana George or Paige Prinzivali, but those have been your NXT releases this week. Stay tuned next week for more news about more people WWE will be breaking the hearts of, as they do each and every week, it seems like.
I don't know. Sometimes it's a feeling of relief and elation when you get released from jail. I've experienced that a couple of times, and it's very, very freeing and liberating.